We're looking at a peak in UPS. A lot of indicators we can use to help us tell when a market's going to roll over and have a substantial decline like UPS did from about 105 all the way down to 92. The indicator is probably the best that predicted this in advance is our electronic accumulation index of shows that as we rallied to new highs in here, there was no accumulation on this rally at all. This is the line that measures the amount of professional accumulation that's taking place in the marketplace. Clearly, on this rally, there was no accumulation. Interestingly, at the same time, the sentiment index, which when it's high indicates we should rally, when it's low says that the advisors have been, or the professionals rather, have been very bearish in this market. They got very bearish here. Well, you still might need an entry point. What that would be? Well, Vantage Point flips from being long positive to saying that now we have a high probability that prices will continue down in the next 3 or 4 days. So that's really pretty much a perfect signal. We have a market that's under distribution. We have the professionals have moved to the negatives or selling side of the market, and we see a trend change in Vantage Point, clearly a selling opportunity. Marathon oil looked like it had been in a marathon decline for some time, but we got a good idea this market was going to rally because look at the accumulation in this market. As a market makes new lows, we don't see new lows in accumulation. That tells us that professional, influential money has started to buy this stock, that on the declines in price, there's actually not been very much real selling going on by professionals in the marketplace. In addition to that, we see that the sentiment index, a professional sentiment index in the market, where the professionals were getting very bullish in the market. So we've got a really setup tool, nice setup in the market. Well, when we do want to get in, we've seen the divergence, we've seen the professionals accumulate, and finally we see Vantage Point flip back to the long side, saying over the next 3-4 days, prices should be higher. So there would be your entry point for a rally in Marathon oil. Gold had a real nice rally coming into the first of 2014, and suddenly it fell out of bed. Could you have known about that in advance? Oh, I sure think so. Notice our professional sentiment index showed that the professionals had been selling this market. They got very negative in the market here, and as the market broke to a new high, we did not break to a new high in accumulation. Look at the higher prices in here, a lot higher, but we cannot move up accumulation. That tells us this market is under distribution. You still may want to wait for some type of a change in trend. And there's our Vantage Point flipping from suggesting we'll be higher to suggesting we will be lower over the next several sessions, and indeed we were. So there's a setup for the market. There's the entry point for the market. It just doesn't get much more clear than that. Wheat was in just a massive downtrend in 2013, and suddenly one day it started to rally. Why did that happen? Well, a lot of reasons, but certainly we were given an indication of that because our accumulation line that you see at the bottom of the chart here did not make a new low here, lower than back here, what price did. In other words, on this last sell-off in the marketplace, there really was no serious selling by the professionals in the marketplace. At the same time, on my professional sentiment index, which is a measure of how aggressive on the long side the professionals are, well, they were buying the market here and buying the market here. So we have a great setup for the market to rally. We have divergence between accumulation. We have professional on the long side of the market, and your net signals flip to the upside, saying we should expect higher prices. So again, you see the way to find successful trades in the market is find a setup where a couple of things happen, then wait for a trend change, and you have your winning trade.